right before we did our fitness training session, I had a private message on Instagram, so you guys can send me private messages on Instagram. And the reel was hilarious, in my opinion. It was this lady talking about everybody's putting protein in everything. You don't need to put protein in Pop-Tarts, in brownies, and just let a brownie be a brownie. Let a Pop-Tart be a Pop-Tart. And if you want your protein, eat it from a natural source. The steaks, the chicken, eggs. Totally get that. And it's like, okay, Esteban, what's your opinion? I'll tell you my opinion. I was like, I had paused and stopped and thought about it. I'm like, well, I don't eat the Pop Tarts or the brownies or the whatever. So it's I get my ground beef, I get the steak, I'll do the fish, I'll do the chicken, I'll got that. So I'm like, yeah, it totally makes sense. Like if you're gonna do the protein, get that. And if you're gonna have the brownies, cupcakes, whatever pastries, you not add protein. So Doris, I'll put you on this one also. So what? I'm gonna quiz you guys here, giving you like our professional response to this. Is there a difference in my hormonal and physiological and blood sugar response if I have a brownie that's traditional, gluten, whatever sugars, sweeteners, whatever, just have it be natural versus if I add whey protein to it? What's your thought? So we got a medical specialist in the Zoom room here. What do you think?
So if you're doing one with whey protein and one without,
Yeah,
you're gonna have a much higher insulin spike with the one without whey protein.
yeah. So
Yeah, I mean your blood sugar is gonna go, it's gonna spike, and you're gonna have a greater insulin response.
so what's the thing with that?
Well, the problem
You guys
is,
listen to this while you're watching or you're listening on Instagram, and those of you on YouTube, we've got Doris on here with us.
so if you're consistently consuming foods that raise your blood sugar, and with those kind of refined foods, you're going to do a spike and you're going to come way back down. Then you're going to be really hungry and then you're going to want to eat. So it's like this roller coaster. And having these higher insulin levels for periods of time creates a huge risk for insulin resistance. And then I mean, you go down that road, you're at risk for type 2 diabetes, goes on and on. So,
Translated to English for those of you that are like what she said were some cool words. So if I have two brownies, two Pop Tarts, whatever you call it, pancakes, and I eat the traditional one, which doesn't have the added whey protein. So I'm staying away from the soy and the pea. That's a different conversation. If I were to consume it, my sugar's going to spike up. My insulin's going to spike up. There's a higher probability of my body increasing fat, and there's hormonal dysfunction when I keep an elevated insulin. Plus, you were talking about then my body becomes resistant to the signals. So then I'm
metabolic dysfunction.
more sweets, the metabolic dysfunction. Only 7% of us in the United States are not within a level of metabolic dysfunction. That's crazy. So, does it make a difference having them was with protein? Yes, it's going to keep your blood sugar stable, keep your hormones stable, less fat. Doesn't matter what the calories are on this cupcake, on this Pop Tart. Less fat will be accumulated from it. So, blood from the blood sugar and the hormone standpoint alone, do I think it makes a difference? If you're going to have a Pop Tart, again, I don't have that, so it's
Please don't eat Pop-Tarts. They're non-food items. I mean, there's nothing, no, absolutely zero benefit to a Pop-Tart. It's
it's
garbage.
a non-food item, but if that's your drug of choice,
Oh,
when you have that drug of choice, have the ones that have the added whey protein to help stabilize. So love that.
right.
Um, what else do you want to mention on this before we cut out on that? That's really what I wanted to mention
You
for
know,
this.
the benefit really is you just want to eat as close to nature as possible as possible. If you need something sweet, grab some fruit.
Oh, I have this on, so I can't really show the abs and fifties. Yeah,
What do you think about dates?
what's that, Renee?
What do you think about dates?
I love
Dates are awesome.
dates.
That's like a
So
seasonal.
globally, the natural foods, I'm going to say go for it. And I know many people watching here are like, Esteban, I can't live that way. and like I can't give that up. I'm going to have my cupcakes. I'm going to have my Pop-Tarts. I'm going to have my pancakes. Got it. So wiser option, if that's you, is get the ones with protein in it. Or you can add, if you're making a fresh batch yourself, if you're baking them, add the protein to it. So thanks for
There
watching.
are recipes out there to add cottage cheese to increase the protein content of some of those foods.
Has anybody in here done that? I know we've had a couple of people. Natalie, what do you think? Like, I haven't tried that yet. What's your thought?
Oh, it's great. I've actually I did it with what did I do? I did a smoothie one day with it, and it was actually really good, surprisingly.
Pancakes.
Yep.
You did pancakes with it?
With yeah.
People
Yeah.
just don't like the consistency. If
they
you
were
blend it up,
Good.
yeah.
So it was thicker?
Thinner.
Thinner. Got it.
You know, Esteban, my wife made some cottage cheese rolls the other day, and they were light and fluffy and tasted fantastic, and it was cottage cheese based.
Can you post the recipe?
I like it.
Yeah, I'll get it.
Whenever you're doing that, post it on our Facebook group. If you're watching this video on YouTube and you're like, I want to see some of that, I'll put it's a private Facebook group, so you can ask to enter down in the descriptions, whatever they call that. Now, down below.
Cottage cheese, use it as a salad dressing as well. You can mix it with some olive oil, and it makes it just a little bit thicker, but you got to blend the cottage cheese down a little bit.
And
Cheese and nuts.
Vanessa made a really good point about adding fiber. So if you add fiber to whatever kryptonite you're going to consume, it will slow the breakdown. I mean, it's slower to metabolize, and so you won't have such a significant glucose spike.
What were you talking about? That one, Vanessa, what Doris was just saying.
Well, like if you're making your own stuff. So like if you're making, like a muffin or something like that by adding fiber. So similar to like juicing between blending, right? Fiber is going to slow the glucose spike so that it's more of an even level. So, a lot of times, like if you do have a juicer and you juice, like saving the pulp, using the pulp to bake muffins or stuff like that, it's good to put that in there because then when you eat it, you're not going to have such high of a spike.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Love
Yep. True.
that. Extra tips today. Cool. Thank you.